So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Samsung Galaxy Note 10, the standard model. Who is this phone for? Because it seems like it's getting a lot of heat in the media because, you know, the Note has always been seen as the best of the best. And then Samsung launches the standard smaller Note 10 without the fourth camera, without a headphone jack, without micro SD card expansion, without 45-watt charging. It's like, who is this for? Like, what's the selling point? Now, keep in mind, if you're watching this video and you do find a little bit of interest in this phone, most of the comments you're gonna see are gonna bash this phone because a lot of people that are, you know, in watching tech videos in the community, they know about the specs of these phones and they obviously can see the things that Samsung cut on this phone, and they're comparing it directly to phones like the S10 that has a micro SD card, a sharper resolution display. So you're gonna see them directly comparing specification, but that doesn't mean this phone can't be a great phone for you. I got 10 people that I think this might be an ideal phone for. So the first person that could benefit from the standard Galaxy Note 10 is going to be the person who's constantly on the go with major productivity needs. The more compact nature of the smaller Note 10 will give you just that. So if you're constantly on the go but you need a really productive phone, I think this really might suit you quite well in the Galaxy Note 10. Now, the Note 10 Plus also could suit that need, but it's going to be a little bit large, a little bit, you know, sometimes a little bit too, you know, much for a lot of people. So having this smaller size but still a big screen can be great if you're fumbling around a lot of things at once. You don't want to drop your phone. I think this is more of a sweet spot for a lot of people at 6.3 inches. So that's the first person I could think of after using this could really, you know, benefit from a smaller standard Galaxy Note 10, even more so than last year's Note 9, which was a heavier device. This is a lot lighter than that phone. The second person that could benefit from a Galaxy Note 10 is the person who really enjoyed what Samsung launched with the S10, but they couldn't see themselves switching over from the Note series because they love the S Pen. And if you really like the S10 and you want the S Pen, the Galaxy Note 10 to me is the S10 of the Note lines now. Like the standard S10, it doesn't have all the same features. We did a full comparison. You could check it out down below a couple days ago, but it's still kind of like that phone of the Note line for me. So yeah, if you're the type of person who enjoyed what Samsung did with the S10, but you just couldn't see yourself going over to the S series, this might be for you. The next ideal case would be an iPhone user trying out the Galaxy Note for the first time, because a lot of the features that people are complaining about missing here wouldn't really affect iPhone users because they've already been missing these features. No headphone jack, that's already not on an iPhone. No micro SD card expansion, that's already not on an iPhone. So that's nothing new here. You also have a 25-watt charger, which is much faster charging out of the box than the charging you get on the iPhone series usually. So, I mean, wireless charging here, you already have that on iPhone, and you really will gain from the S Pen here. So if you wanted to try the Galaxy Note series and you had an iPhone, you could get this smaller one and you probably will likely still enjoy this device because really it doesn't really sacrifice much. But if you're coming from an older like Note 9, then you'll definitely see the missing features and the worse battery life over that. But coming from an iPhone, I think this could be a good first try. And if you trade it in, you'll get a massive discount on this phone. For example, if you trade in like an iPhone 10 from 2017, you might get a nice deal on this phone. The next person this phone can be for is a Galaxy Note 8 user who definitely wanted a few upgrades and can live without the, you know, micro SD card, can live without that super high resolution. They kept their Note 8 in 1080p all the time, but the main thing is the Note 8 user who was unwilling to pay more than what the Note 8 cost, because the Note 8 was already $949, so it's the same price. So I think a Note 8 user can justify this phone more than a Note 9 user can because it has a much faster CPU, 855 versus the 835. It has a faster performance because it has more RAM at 8 gigabytes of RAM, which really changed it up for the Samsung devices. And it has better cameras by far than the Note 8 and better low light cameras. So I think there's more justification for a Note 8 user than a Note 9 user to come over to regular Galaxy Note 10. It also has a similar size display and better battery life than that phone. So if you're a person coming from any of these phones I'm about to mention, you probably will like the Galaxy Note 10 as an upgrade. iPhone 7 if you're trying out Samsung for the first time. iPhone 8 if you're trying out Samsung. iPhone XR is pretty comparable, I would say, say it just has a little bit better battery life. iPhone 7 Plus, iPhone 8 Plus, Galaxy S8, Galaxy S9, Galaxy S9 Plus. I think if you have any of those phones and you tried out the Galaxy Note 10, you probably would like this phone quite a bit, because none of those phones really have that much more on offer over this phone, besides, you know, maybe the iPhone XR with its much longer battery life, and then the Galaxy S9 Plus with its sharper display. But other than that, this phone is better than most of those in a lot of areas. The next person the Galaxy Note 10 would be for is somebody who doesn't really care about the screen resolution being the sharpest out there, and really doesn't use their phone so much that they need like the biggest battery in a phone daily. This phone will be ideally suited for you if you still like the Note line, because you're going to save some bucks on it, and it's going to give you, yes, it's not going to give you those best of the best, but it's still going to be enough if those things don't bug you. The next person the Samsung Galaxy Note 10, the standard version, is going to be for is the person who just will not pay 1,000 bucks for a phone. I don't care. You're just saying, nope, not for me. There's no way I'm paying over 1,000. Now the Note 10 with taxes, with a case, will go over 1,000. So if you still want to steer clear of that, you're going to have to take advantage of a carrier promotion deal, a retail promotion deal, or, you know, trading in a phone to get this one. But you'll easily keep it under that $1,000 mark, and significantly lower if you do trade in a phone. So if you're that person, this is likely the only option from this year's Galaxy Note line. If you're the type of person who doesn't use the SD card slot that much, then you probably will like this phone, because it doesn't have one, and if you don't use it, really, who cares anyway? And also, if you are a person who doesn't use camera like at a pro level, you're not using it all the time, you're not trying to get the most out of your phone's camera, and you still have a good one here for the Note 10 Plus. You could if you wanted to, but you don't need like 4 cameras on the back and everything that you can possibly get. It doesn't really cut that many corners. It only misses that time of flight sensor on the Note 10 Plus. So this one, really, if you're not the biggest camera user, even so, you still have a great camera setup, and I think you'll be fine with the Galaxy Note 10. And the ninth person is the Light S Pen user. So you're the type of person who just does a couple things, like you take a note here and there, you do a screen write here and there, you send a live message, you cut out some things, but you're not the artist. You're not the person in the pinup community drawing and coloring all those pages, and you're not the person who's, you know, an avid S Pen user, like you're using it every day all the time, and you're not even sure if the S Pen is something you're going to like, you're trying it out for the first time, then I think the Note 10 would probably be the better choice, because the people who are, you know, really into the S Pen will benefit more if they know they're going to use it a lot on the Note 10 Plus, because you got more screen real estate to do those things. So if you know you're not a heavy S Pen user, then the Note 10 would still be enough, I think, for you. And this is going to be a little bit of a curveball, but if you really enjoyed when Samsung was making the Note 5, the Note 7, the one that infamously, you know, blew up and things like that, you like them sizes, that style, you'll like the Note 10, because this has got that light feel of like Note 7 with a more stretched out screen like the Note 10 Plus. So really, this is a very light, compact Note 10 device. Now, this is not a small phone, so don't take it as that, but still, for a Note line phone, this really does nail it in that respect. I mean, it's like 168 grams. It's pretty light. So in conclusion, if you find yourself identifying strongly with the people that I mentioned for the Note 10, this phone is definitely going to be the one for you. But if you find yourself saying, nope, definitely not, you haven't convinced me, and none of those things you said even make any sense, I definitely love the Note 10 Plus, I don't know why you even made this video, blah, 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 then this phone obviously isn't for you. But I don't think Samsung's targeting us tech savvy people. And a lot of us watch YouTube videos about phones and, you know, technology and stuff like this. This one's gonna hit on the mainstream consumer quite a bit more than somebody who's constantly, you know, reading into specs and liking the best of the best phones out there. So anyway, I still think at the full MSRP right now at $949, this phone is definitely overpriced. I think because of the S10 Plus being around the same price and the S10 being cheaper than this phone needs to come down like $100 before it's more justified. Also, if you're gonna get this thing on a trade-in value, like I said multiple times in this video, or a carrier promotion deal, and you get it into the 500s, maybe the 600s with those deals, even the 700s. It's a much better deal at those prices. Anyways, are you getting the Note 10? Did you buy the smaller Galaxy Note 10? There's not a lot of content on the smaller one. Everybody always goes for the popular thing, the most trendy thing. Let us know for the people out there who wanted to know more about the smaller Note 10 down below in the comment section of this video. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Subscribe for more and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming updates. I will catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to be well and peace.